Hey everybody, Pastor Cal here with our Midweek Moment. Can hardly believe it's already the end of September. We're a full month into our ministry year, and I hope you've been enjoying our study through the book of Deuteronomy as much as I have. Now this Sunday, I'll be speaking on Deuteronomy 5, and if you've already read ahead, you'll know that this is a repeat of what Moses writes in Exodus 20, which we commonly refer to as the 10 Commandments. Now I will admit, Deuteronomy is not an easy read. When you go through it, it is filled with historical accounts that don't seem relevant to us today. It's full of rules and commands like the 10 Commandments that we feel like God is just trying to force us to live in a certain way. Well, this Sunday, we're going to discover that it's not only important what we read in Deuteronomy, but how we read it. Now, I have here a couple of books beside me, including this one here, which is about soccer, and it has all the rules and how you should play, what's allowed, what's not allowed, as well as one here on baseball. And if you know baseball, there are a ton of rules in baseball. But you know that if we're going to play the game well, you need to understand the rules. Now, I think too often we read the book of Deuteronomy and other books like it with a rules mindset. Like this is a book about how we're supposed to do certain things. But this weekend, I want to propose that we can read Deuteronomy in a very different way, which will then help us see God and see us in a very different way. I also have with me this book by Kathy Maxwell called Her First Desire. This is a wonderful book about the ins and outs and the intricacies of relationship, and actually I don't know what it's about. I just grabbed this from the library. But this you'll recognize by the cover is what we call a romance novel. And it is a story about a relationship, probably between these two on the cover, I don't know, but it's about a relationship. This Sunday, we're going to look at Deuteronomy 5, the 10 Commandments, through the lens of relationship, through the lens of romance. That it's not about God just trying to control us and telling us what we should do or shouldn't do, but it's actually about God wanting to nurture a romance relationship with us, His people. Earlier today, we were down at the federal courthouse, and you know that if you break one of the laws or one of the rules, you need to show up in court. And in court, you'll be judged for that. And if you're guilty, then you'll be subject to the consequences and the penalties of that. Well, one day we are all going to appear before God, and God is going to be our judge. Now, we can approach that day with the perspective of, did I follow the rules? Or we can approach that day with, did I have a relationship with God? And God is not going to judge us based on whether or not we followed the rules. God is going to look at us and ask if we had a relationship with Him. So this Sunday, Deuteronomy 5, rules or romance? Come on out and find out, and let's discover more together.